Chapter 5. The man has only just crumpled to the ground when a wall of white peacekeeper uniforms blocks our view. Several of the soldiers have automatic weapons held lengthwise as they push us back toward the door. "We're going," says Peeta, shoving the peacekeeper who's pressing on me. "We get it, all right. Come on, Katniss." His arm encircles me and guides me back into the Justice Building. The peacekeepers follow a pace or two behind us. The moment we're inside, the doors slam shut and we hear the peacekeepers' boots moving back toward the crowd. Haymitch, Effie, Portia, and Cinna wait under a static-filled screen that's mounted on the wall, their faces tight with anxiety. "What happened?" Effie hurries over. "We lost the feed just after Katniss's beautiful speech, and then Haymitch said he thought he heard a gunfire, and I said it was ridiculous, but who knows? There are lunatics everywhere." "Nothing happened, Effie. An old truck backfired," says Peeta evenly. 2 more shots. The door doesn't muffle their sound much. Who was that? Thresh's grandmother? One of Rue's little sisters? "Both of you, with me," says Haymitch. Peeta and I follow him, leaving the others behind. The peacekeepers who are stationed around the Justice Building take little interest in our movements now that we are safely inside. We ascend a magnificent curved marble staircase. At the top, there's a long hall with worn carpet on the floor. Double doors stand open, welcoming us into the first room we encounter. The ceiling must be 20 feet high. Designs of fruit and flowers are carved into the molding, and small, fat children with wings look down at us from every angle. Vases of blossoms give off a cloying scent that makes my eyes itch. Our evening clothes hang on racks against the wall. This room has been prepared for our use, but we're barely there long enough to drop off our gifts. Then Haymitch yanks the microphones from our chests, stuffs them beneath a couch cushion, and waves us on. As far as I know, Haymitch has only been here once when he was on his victory tour decades ago, but he must have a remarkable memory or reliable instincts, because he leads us up through a maze of twisting staircases and increasingly narrow halls. At times, he has to stop and force a door. By the protesting squeak of the hinges, you can tell it's been a long time since it was opened. Eventually, we climb a ladder to a trapdoor. When Haymitch pushes it aside, we find ourselves in the dome of the Justice Building. It's a huge place, filled with broken furniture, piles of books and ledgers, and rusty weapons. The coat of dust blanketing everything is so thick it's clear it hasn't been disturbed for years. Light struggles to filter in through 4 grimy, square windows set in the sides of the dome. Haymitch kicks the trapdoor shut and turns on us. "What happened?" he asks. Peeta relates all that occurred in the square. The whistle, the salute, our hesitation on the veranda, the murder of the old man. "What's going on, Haymitch?" "It will be better coming from you," Haymitch says to me. I don't agree. I think it will be 100 times worse coming from me. But I tell Peeta everything as calmly as I can. About President Snow, the unrest in the districts. I don't even omit the kiss with Gale. I lay out how we are all in jeopardy, how the whole country is in jeopardy because of my trick with the berries. I was supposed to fix things on this tour, make everyone who doubted believe I acted out of love, calm things down, but obviously all I've done today is get 3 people killed, and now everyone in the square will be punished. I feel so sick that I have to sit down on a couch despite the exposed springs and stuffing. Then I made things worse too, by giving the money, says Peeta. Suddenly he strikes out at a lamp that sits precariously on a crate and knocks it across the room where it shatters against the floor. This has to stop. Right now, this game you two play where you tell each other secrets but keep them from me like I'm too inconsequential or stupid or weak to handle them. It's not like that, Peeta, I begin. It's exactly like that, he yells at me. I have people I care about too, Katniss. Family and friends back in District 12 who will be just as dead as yours if we don't pull this thing off. So after all we went through in the arena, don't I even rate the truth from you? You're always so reliably good, Peeta, says Haymitch. So smart about how you present yourself before the cameras. I didn't want to disrupt that. Well, you overestimated me, because I really screwed up today. What do you think is going to happen to Ruse and Thresh's families? Do you think they'll get their share of our winnings? Do you think I gave them a bright future? Because I think they'll be lucky if they survive the day. Peeta sends something else flying. A statue. I've never seen him like this. He's right, Haymitch, I say. We were wrong not to tell him, even back in the capital. Even in the arena, you two had some sort of system worked out, didn't you? Asks Peeta. His voice is quieter now. Something I wasn't a part of. No, not officially. I just could tell what Haymitch wanted me to do by what he sent, or didn't send, I say. Well, I never had that opportunity, because he never sent me anything until you showed up, says Peeta. I haven't thought much about this, how it must have looked from Peeta's perspective when I appeared in the arena, having received burn medicine and bread, when he, who was at death's door, had gotten nothing, like Haymitch was keeping me alive at his expense. Look, boy, Haymitch begins. Don't bother, Haymitch. I know you had to choose one of us, and I'd have wanted it to be her. But this is something different. People are dead out there. More will follow unless we're very good. We all know I'm better than Katniss in front of the cameras. No one needs to coach me on what to say. But I have to know what I'm walking into, says Peeta. From now on, you'll be fully informed, Haymitch promises. I better be, says Peeta. He doesn't even bother to look at me before he leaves. The dust he disturbed billows up and looks for new places to land. My hair, my eyes, my shiny golden pin. Did you choose me, Haymitch? I ask. Yeah, he says. Why? You like him better, I say. That's true. But remember, until they change the rules, I could only hope to get one of you out of there alive, he says. I thought since he was determined to protect you, well, between the three of us, we might be able to bring you home. Oh, is all I can think to say. You'll see. The choices you'll have to make, if we survive this, says Haymitch. You'll learn. Well, I've learned one thing today. This place is not a larger version of District 12. Our fence is unguarded and rarely charged. Our peacekeepers are unwelcome, but less brutal. Our hardships evoke more fatigue than fury. Here in 11, they suffer more acutely and feel more desperation. President Snow is right. A spark could be enough to set them ablaze. Everything is happening too fast for me to process it. The warning, the shootings, the recognition that I may have set something of great consequence in motion. The whole thing is so improbable. And it would be one thing if I had planned to stir things up, but given the circumstances, how on earth did I cause so much trouble? Come on, we've got a dinner to attend, says Haymitch. I stand in the shower as long as they let me before I have to come out to be readied. The prep team seems oblivious to the events of the day. They're all excited about the dinner. In the districts, they're important enough to attend, whereas back in the capital, they'll almost never score invitations to prestigious parties. While they try to predict what dishes will be served, I keep seeing the old man's head being blown off. I don't even pay attention to what anyone is doing to me until I'm about to leave and I see myself in the mirror. A pale pink strapless dress brushes my toes. My hair is pinned back from my face and falling down my back in a shower of ringlets. Cinna comes up behind me and arranges a shimmering silver wrap around my shoulders. He catches my eye in the mirror. Like it? It's beautiful, as always, I say. Let's see how it looks with a smile, he says gently. It's his reminder that in a minute there will be cameras again. I manage to raise the corners of my lips. There we go. When we all assemble to go down to the dinner, I can see Effie is out of sorts. Surely Haymitch hasn't told her about what happened in the square. I wouldn't be surprised if Cinna and Portia know, but there seems to be an unspoken agreement to leave Effie out of the bad news loop. It doesn't take long to hear about the problem, though. Effie runs through the evening schedule, then tosses it aside. And then, thank goodness, we can all get on that train and get out of here, she says.